Hello. Welcome to this new video. This time I want to show you a comparison chart of open source vulnerability assessment solutions. If you follow my channel, you know that we have talked about each of them in details actually. I have a whole series on OpenVAS, on Qualys, on Nessus, and I created a couple of videos on Sn1per. Now remember, these are vulnerability assessment solutions. They are not vulnerability management. A vulnerability assessment solution is part of vulnerability management process, but it's not, you can find vulnerabilities and do nothing with it, right? And this is what they're going to offer. These are vulnerability assessment solutions. So we have OpenVAS, we have Qualys Community Edition, we have Nessus Community Edition, and we have Sn1per Community Edition, which are the most powerful vulnerability assessment solutions out there. Obviously, there are more vulnerability assessment solutions, but when it comes to open source or free versions, these are the ones that most people use. It doesn't mean that one is better than the other. Actually, let me rephrase that. Some tools may be better than others in certain things, but you need to find the ones that are unique to you, right? That you're going to be able to use in your specific environment and obtain the results that you're looking for. So let's talk about the features. When it comes to licensing type, when we have OpenVAS Community Edition, one more time, I should put right here Community Edition, because OpenVAS has also a commercial version that has more features, of course. But even the open source, the community edition from OpenVAS, is a very powerful, solid solution. It requires a little bit of configuration and administration, but you're going to get the real deal. So the licensing type is open source. When it comes to Qualys Community Edition, you're going to have limitations. As you know, I forgot how many hosts you're going to be able to scan. I believe it's 30 up to 31 hosts that you're going to be able to scan. With Nessus, I believe it's 16. And the great thing with Sn1per Community Edition is that you're not going to have that limitation. You can just scan. When it comes to the licensing type, setup complexity, OpenVAS, moderate to high, yes, it is. Qualys Community Edition, if you do the only the web management, it's going to be simple. But if you want to scan internal network, you have to set up an appliance in the internal network, and it's going to be a little bit more cumbersome, but even then it's not that complicated because they do offer the file for you to install in VMware if that's what you use, or whatever hypervisor you use. Nessus Community Edition, the setup complexity is pretty low. The only thing I don't like about Nessus and Qualys Community Edition when it comes to scanning the local network is that you need a dedicated server for that. So that's one of the things that I don't like. When it comes to Sn1per, super simple to use, super easy to set up. I mean, it just takes 2 or 3 commands to get it going. It's easier than the others, actually, for sure. So in this category, I'm gonna give the Sn1per the leader in this easy of configuration. It's super simple to set up. When it comes to supported platforms, that is important for you. If that is important for you, there's no other way to put it. But OpenVAS supports Linux primarily, and you can run it. You can run it in Docker too. Qualys Community Edition is web-based, but again, if you're gonna run an internal scan, you need to deploy an engine. You need to deploy something in your internal network. When it comes to Nessus, you can run it on Linux, Mac OS, and Windows. So Nessus is super flexible with that because it can run on any of the popular OSs. And Sn1per One, you can run it on Kali Linux, or I should say Linux, no, not necessarily Kali. You can run it on any version of Ubuntu if you want. Let's go to the next one, the user interface. And when it comes to the user interface, this is going to be a matter of preferences. What I like and what comes intuitively easy for me, you may not like it and you may find it difficult. And the same is the opposite. Something that you may like, I may not like it. But, based on my experience, I prefer the web interface of OpenVAS because it's more robust, is solid, you have the entire solution. Uh, and also I like Sn1per Community Edition, that is command line based. I'm okay with that, using the command line, but it's a matter of preferences. When it comes to types of scans, and this is definitely something that when selecting a vulnerability assessment solution, you want to look into. The reason for that is because there are some vulnerability assessment solutions that don't perform certain types of scans, depending on what you're looking for, right? For instance, OpenVAS is going to support vulnerability scanning and compliance scans, which is super useful. Qualys Community Edition is going to allow you to perform web application scanning and vulnerability scanning. So this is something that you have to be clear. Usually when you have a vulnerability management solution, it only concentrates on the infrastructure, not the application. If you want to do a web application scan, you could use, in this case, as you can see, Qualys Community Edition, or I would advise you to maybe have something else that is dedicated specifically for web applications, and that would be something like Zap Proxy web application scanner, and I have a series of videos on that as well if you're interested in that. Nessus is going to perform vulnerability scannings and configuration checks, and Sn1per is going to do reconnaissance vulnerability scanning at the application level. They do that though, and they also do that at the infrastructure level. So with this one, when it comes to type of scan, I'm going with Sn1per, and I'm going with Qualys for what I personally use. And the reason why I like Qualys is that I do a lot of web apps vulnerability scanning, but with Qualys Community Edition, I'm limited to one or two, I believe, whereas with Sn1per is unlimited, but Sn1per in this case is more command line based. As when it comes to vulnerability, to web applications vulnerability, I would rather use a web interface. It's just a matter of preferences in that case for me. Let's go to the next feature. When it comes to notable features, highly configurable. Yes, beautiful reporting, beautiful configuration you're going to get from OpenVAS. Qualys user-friendly dashboards, cloud-based scanning. That is, again, if you're doing the cloud, if you want to do a local scan, you have to deploy a runner in your network or whatever network you want to scan. And I have a video for that if you're interested in that. Qualys, Nessus in this case, it has, I gotta give this to Nessus. I really like this feature that it has pre-configured templates that you can choose, and it's super easy to go and do it. And again, when it comes to Sn1per 1 Community Edition, you can integrate with multiple tools, and I like that. And I like the I really like Sn1per, I must confess. The Community Edition is very powerful, and even the Professional Edition is very affordable if you're looking into cost savings. The only thing I don't like about Sn1per is that it doesn't have much information about the team. If you are a consultant, it's totally fine if you're a small business, but if you're part of a medium-sized to a large-sized business, you have to deal with legal, you have to do vendors assessments and things like that. So I feel that Sn1per could have done a much better job making that information public, but still, it's still a great product. When it comes to easy of use, OpenVAS, it says moderate, but in reality, that is until you get a handle of it, and then it's going to be simple. Qualys is going to be easy of use, high, Nessus high, and also Sn1per one is going to be moderate. When it comes to Qualys, you have to get used to the interface, the web interface of Qualys, and it's a little bit, I'm not going to say complicated, but there is a learning curve if you never worked in it. You have to know where things are and you have to navigate different menus. Actually, the web interface of Nessus is simpler than the one from Qualys, if that's something that you want to consider. Community support, they're all active projects in the community. The thing that you have to keep in mind is that when you're using products such as Qualys or Nessus, what you're getting is a watered down version of the professional solution they have, because they would like you to try out the community edition, and then, hey, if you're gonna buy a product or license a product, most likely you're gonna go with them. But they, community edition has limitations. But what I'm trying to say is that all the updates that they push out to the professional versions, all uh, the research that they put into things, that also trickles down to the community version of their product. Obviously, you're going to have limitations when it comes to certain type of scans and features and how many hosts you're going to be able to scan. But in that case, these two, take an advantage. Actually, these three are all tied together. For first place, when it comes to OpenVAS, sometimes it's a little bit cumbersome when you have to do the updates, and you have to go in through these forums and portals to try to find guidance, if you run into trouble. So when it comes to the community support, I would give a higher rating to Qualys, Nessus, and Sn1per. And the cost for all of them is free, because we're talking about community editions or free versions. And remember, they all have a commercial version with technical support. If you want, they can help you when you run into a pickle. Now, I just wanted to bring this to you so that you can compare vulnerability assessments that you're looking into. And remember, these are either free or the community editions. They all have a commercial version of their product that is going to have different features and different functionalities. But for regular vulnerability scanning, to detect potential vulnerabilities, or even to find a system that can be hacked, you could use any of these products. They're super simple to use. I have video for all of them in my channel, so if you're interested in them, just do a search for that, and I'll show you how to use them, configure them, and run them. Thanks for watching this video. I hope this information was useful to you. If you found this information useful, all I ask you to do is to click on the like button, consider subscribing to the channel, and if you know of anyone who can benefit from this information, feel free to share the video as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you on the next video.